Yep. Yep. So we got mindset. You need to have the right team. You mentioned associates, but of course, CAs, front desk. I mean, you got to have the right ratio. And like you said, you look for bottlenecks. When there starts to be a bottleneck and a frustration, okay, that lets us know, hey, if you want to grow, you want to keep scaling, then there's got to be a solution for this little cog right here. This thing that was there, it's not working, and we need to either swap it or tweak it.
Exactly. And it's just finding those spots, and then being able to identify those is probably one of the biggest skills you can develop. And it's not always obvious. Like you can be, I'm not busy enough, and I need more new patients. But if you're getting new patients in and you're not converting them, then that's the bigger problem. Or if you get them in and you're converting them, but then they fall off within a couple of weeks because you're not presenting like an appropriate value proposition, you're not giving them a good reason for the level of care you think they need ongoing, then that's really the problem that needs to be solved. And you may be getting enough new patients through the door to get to where you want to go, but not being able to hold them or keep them. And so getting to that point is really, it gets into diving into the data and knowing what your practice is, what the numbers are, how long people stay, how often you see them in a year once you get them in, what your conversion rates are from people coming through the door to when they decide to become a patient, and getting an idea too, like you're not going to get 100%. Like no, even if you do things for free, you're not going to get every person who comes through the door going like, yep, you're awesome, let's do this. Some of them are just going to think you're a weirdo and not want to do it.
Right.
And I've had people who've done that. So it's just it's my biggest thing I've learned in the last while, which isn't necessarily the first thing you should learn, but is an element that you learn all the way through, is like, what are appropriate numbers to hit for each of those elements? Like you're not going to convert 100%. If you convert 90%, that's great, but it probably means you're way underpriced for what you should be to be able to actually get to the volume you want to be at. Or maybe you're at the volume you want to, like it's all balancing the equations. And so I don't know that there's any perfect, like, oh, well, here. Like I know where to be for where I want to go and what I want to do. But some people get at that. Go ahead.
But you would have to then, you would agree with this though, you must track your stats.
You have to.
Otherwise, you're shooting in the dark.
Unless you're just like, if somebody's perfectly happy with where they are, they're probably not watching this podcast. So we're not talking to you.
I'm talking about that.
Because if you're perfectly happy where you are and everything's been consistent and the same, and if you have little ups and downs, you're like, it's no big deal, I'm good. Then you're good. Everything's working the way you want it to be. Like you're done. You don't have to mess with that. However, if you have somewhere you want to go that isn't where you're at, you have to track the numbers.
Yeah.
And then figure out the numbers that matter towards the goal you're wanting to aim at.
Okay. Yeah.
And so if you want to take care of tons of people, like you need more people through the door. If you need more people through the door, you've got to be able to get the word out in front of them. And if you need to be able to get the word out in front of them, you either have to have the time to be able to go out and knock on doors or shake hands and kiss babies and do it that way, or you need to have the time to be able to go and talk to other health professionals and get them educated on what you do so that they send you people, or you need to be able to have the money that the patients are worth to be able to pay to advertise to them in ways that will work to get them knowledgeable about you and get them through the door. And all of those are different problems you're going to hit. Mm-hmm. that you're going to bang up against depending on where the biggest bottleneck is and what you're aiming for, which way you want to do it. Like if you need more time, you either need to be comfortable with making less money and taking more time out of the practice to go do that side in the short term to do it. But then if you only do it in the short term, it ends up with a bump and then it goes back down. And like you need something that's consistent and reliable. And so it becomes a balancing act of like, okay, how much money do you need to make? How much money does the clinic need to make? How many hours do you want to be open? How many hours do you need to be open? How many hours can you dedicate to other things? How much money can you dedicate? Like it's figuring out where those bottlenecks happen. And that's why I said, like, it's always about where you want to go. and then where the biggest resistance is to you getting there, and drilling down on that particular problem to be like, okay, how do I solve that problem? And do I have the time or the resources? Like, well, time is a resource. Do you have the resources to take care of it? Either financial, bandwidth, time, people to do that. And that's really just find the problem and then figure out how to solve it.